My beautiful humans, we have another episode, Wild Ride, on If I Die Tomorrow. And today we're going to talk about forgiveness and how does forgiveness fit in. I mean, you might think it's obvious. However, bear with me. If we're going to look at how forgiveness fits into If I Die Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you it's not about being morbid. And it's not some kind of weird thought experiment. It's actually a powerful lens through which to view one's life during some of the most challenging and freeing acts to date. Forgiveness is not easy, but it is always worth it because it's not always about the person that you're forgiving. That forgiveness works for you. It's not just an idea, it's vital. And it's an actionable process that can dramatically change your life. Forgiveness is a gift to give yourself, freeing you from the weight of the resentment. Excuse me. Holding on to anger and resentment is, I'm sure you guys have all heard the analogy, is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. We believe we're punishing someone else by holding a grudge, but in reality, we're actually only punishing ourselves. I mean, stop and think about it. Some of these people that you're angry with or have resentment or these feelings, they have no idea you're stewing on them. None. Some of them because it's gone over their head. Some of them because they don't understand. Some of them is for, a variety of reasons. But it is truly, in the end, just punishing ourselves. And I'm tired of being punished. I didn't do it. I'm done. The person who wronged us may have long forgotten the incident while we relive the pain daily. The if I die tomorrow question brings this into a sharp focus. If your time were limited, which by the way it is, because none of us are getting out of here alive, would you want to spend your last hours weighed down by anger? Would you want to take that into it? I mean, so we have a bigger problem though. We've kind of talked about, or put it into a sense of, we're forgiving others. But we have a very important one to discuss first. Yeah, that's right. It's about forgiving yourself. We're often our own harshest critics. We've discussed that. We are so mean to ourselves. The things that come out of our mouths that we say about ourselves are sometimes so atrocious that we can't actually admit that we say them or think them. But we carry around all the mistakes like a backpack full of rocks. Maybe you said something you regret. Maybe you missed a big opportunity. Or simply didn't live up to your own expectations. It's a hard one. If you die tomorrow, would you regret not giving yourself a break today? I'll wait. I would. The answer, as I just said, for me, I would. But for many, it's actually the same. It's almost always going to be yes. To forgive yourself, you must first acknowledge the humanity of your actions. We are all flawed. We are all hot messes. Some days more than others, but we all there. Don't act like you're any better. I know. But as we mess up, the key is to separate your worth from your mistake. I have said it before. I say it to my children all the time. You are more than your choices. Yes, your choices help shape you, but you are more than your choices. I can make a bad choice or a bad decision. Doesn't mean that I am a horrible person. Now, don't go splitting hairs. I know we all have our mind and we just go running for like the absolute positively worst thing. Yes, there are things that does. We all know that. Now, once you have figured that out, and as we discussed, you are more than your choice, and a bad choice does not make you a bad person. The act of forgiving yourself is an act of honesty and humility, and that is very difficult because you have to be honest with yourself. There's no coloring it. There's no my truth, their truth. It's the truth. It's what it is. Sorry. There's your side, their side, but there's only one truth. There might be different memories, but again, there's only one truth. But when you take on the art of forgiving yourself, it's not about letting yourself off the hook, but about taking the lesson and leaving the guilt behind. Stop putting rocks in your backpack. I already know you're strong. I don't need to see your backpack full of rocks, though. You don't deserve them. Put it down. It's okay. Now that we've discussed forgiving ourselves, guess where we're going next? Yeah, you knew. You come on. We are talking about seeking forgiveness from others. Sometimes the if I die tomorrow question isn't about what we regret not doing, but about what we regret having done. The urge to apologize to someone you've hurt can be a powerful motivator. But how do you do it with grace? Own it. All of it. Own it. An apology is not a justification. It's about taking full responsibility for your actions. Start with I'm sorry for, and insert for whatever reason you're sorry. It should never be I'm sorry, but. Because when you add the but in there, it's like you're looking for an excuse to roll over what you did. Don't do that. It's not I'm sorry, but. Nope, no but. Next, you're going to keep it simple. There's no need for a dramatic monologue that goes on and on and on. A simple, honest apology is often the most powerful thing you can say. And it can be as simple as I'm sorry for blah. That's it. Because the more you try to add into it, the more you can try and excuse it. I don't know if you guys have ever thought about that, but you really do. It's like the more you say, especially when it comes to something you did wrong, the more it starts to sound like an excuse. Don't ruin your apology with that. Lastly, this is probably one of the harder things, is don't expect an outcome. Just because you say I'm sorry doesn't mean that they should just jump for joy and say, okay, thanks, everything's fine. Like nothing ever happened. It took you time to come to terms with what you did and to own it. Whoever you're apologizing to deserves that same amount of space and time so they can make their own decision. You can't control how someone else will respond. They may not be ready to forgive you. And that's okay. It's not going to feel okay, but it really is okay. The act of seeking forgiveness is for your own peace of mind, a way to make amends with yourself. It's a humbling way to clean your side of the street. Then, you also have to understand that you're taking on vulnerability when you're owning it and you're apologizing for it. And like I said, you can't expect them to just be ready to forgive you. One of the ways that you can tell when you're apologizing for something and it might start going off the rails where you need to catch yourself is when you're apologizing and in your mind, your ego starts up and starts talking to you and says, wait. What about the time when they did blah or blah? Yeah. That's your cue to stop. An honest apology has no room for whatabouts or buts. Now, I know last week we talked about faithfulness. And I gave you a call to action for completing one thing for an entire week. How did that go? Was it harder than you thought? Was it easy to make an excuse for not finishing it? Let me know in the comments. Because this week, I have another one. Your challenge this week is to choose one thing. See, I try to keep things small. I try to keep one bite to get through this plate we got called life. I'm trying so that we can still have dessert and enjoy it. Either, for your challenge this week, either forgive someone else for a mistake or forgive yourself. Or, there was one more. Seeking forgiveness from someone you've wronged. And that's a big challenge. I don't know how many of you are going to accept that one. But apply the if I die tomorrow question to the situation and make the decision to take the first step towards peace. And again, you can forgive, but you do not have to forget. Don't hold on to it and let it stew and fester, because then you're I forgive you doesn't mean crap. So when you forgive, really forgive and let it go. And as always, be kind, be grateful, stay humble. Till next time.